Hello, everyone. Welcome to I'd Back That with Gloryhoundd.
DrGloryHogg.
Greg Dickson. If you could hear the mics,
Hear
the discussions before we go live, guys.
Yeah,
I don't even wear pants until like 5 minutes till.
That's true. He actually rushes in here the last 5 seconds.
Always awkward for Greg.
Yeah, when you answer the door, bottomless.
My house, my rules.
Whew.
It's always these clothing optional.
So let's see here. What do we have going on this week? We got
Nothing. I don't think anything is really being kickstarted this
Well,
week.
nice checking in with you guys.
All right, see you guys later. Have a nice day.
That was it.
We have, a bunch of Kickstarters we're going to review, but also
What
we're going to go
Kickstarters?
to BGG.
Yeah, like in a week.
We're going to be at BGG.
Less than a week.
Are you going to
We'll-
be at BGG?
We'll be
Yeah.
2 days deep by this time next week.
That's dirty.
I'll be sweating. It'll be
Oh
like,
my
I'll have so
God.
many games on top of me. For
Yeah,
comfort.
so BGG,
It's
look us
so
up.
hard for these guys to keep this PG.
Save, I was going to say save the date, but, I don't know what we're actually doing
Ooh.
next week on Friday, guys.
I want to
So
check out that Aeon's Edge digital Kickstarter.
Aeon's
Sorry.
Edge. We haven't seen that
End.
one yet. We'll
Aeon's
have to
Edge.
take a look at that.
I looked at it briefly. I think it's
Did
like
you?
I think it's I want to say it's like $15, which seems
Really? That's not bad.
yeah, but
gonna
it
have to
seems
go
kind
take
of
a look.
expensive for
When
an
did it come
online.
out, though?
I don't know.
We'll
But-
look at
Me to
it.
be informed about Kickstarters. Oh wait.
Why do we even have you on here, Greg?
No, at least I was aware of it.
Mm.
Because I'm the voice of dissent. I'm not the rabid Kickstarter.
He's
That's true.
literally the only
That's
person we
true.
know that does nothing to do at noon on a Friday.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to get
I'm
into
homeless.
it then?
I've been
Yes,
sleeping on their
do
couch
it.
for a week.
You could sleep under your games.
That's
It's just
true.
right.
Games will keep you warm in the middle of the night. They
Wow.
may be a little pointy though.
Fun
like,
tip, guys.
I mean,
For a little spice
Don't
in
wanna
the
pay
bedroom.
your-
Bring some board games into the bed with you.
ooh,
Too soon?
there's certain board games you could bring.
Ooh.
but
Like
I
Welcome
don't know.
to.
I know nothing. Well, exactly like Welcome to.
That was
That's
me trying to-
exactly
That
what
would have
you
been a
play in
good
bed.
transition if that's the
I
first
know.
That
one
would
she
have
planned
been
to talk
excellent,
about.
right?
You could have said like Reavers of Midgard. That would
No,
have been better.
I'm not trying to reeve in there.
You know
I'm
what?
married.
You don't want that much time.
What is reaving?
Isn't that like?
Look it up
well,
on
I know
Urban
what
Dictionary.
reaping is.
All right, we're getting
All
way
right.
out of control.
I'm
Hey,
all familiar with it, but
let's
I don't
do
know what
this.
a
The thing I want to talk about most is, as you can see my cool shirt here, Skybound, Title Blade, y'all. There's only a couple hours, so if you haven't
Yeah.
backed that, get to it.
A few hours left on Title Blade.
Oh my God, we're not talking about Title
Few hours
Blades
left,
right
Title
now.
Blades,
All
go.
right, Reavers of Midgard. This is by Gray Fox Games. It is for 2 to 4 players. We're looking at 75 to 90 minutes for this game. Immediately, whenever I saw this, I was thinking, "Oh man, this is. I hope they're not going to make it too close to, the champions of Midgard." Hey, Gerald, how's it going? But as I was reading all about this,
Hey, Greg, how's it going?
I don't know. He just looked over at me and smiled.
I'm laughing because she just like seamlessly transitioned in the middle of her sentence. Hi, Gerald.
Hi, Gerald. We appreciate you
Gerald
being here.
deserves a shout out.
That's right.
We
That's
like
right.
Gerald. We like all of our viewers.
I know.
Hi, Mom.
This one here is.
Your mom's not watching.
It has some similarities to Champions of Midgard, but it really feels like a completely different game. It feels like they focus more on that aspect of building up your
Upgrading.
Reavers and stuff like
Well,
that,
it's
as
like-
well as
It's like the Vikings show. You start off by just taking out little villages, and then you become the Jarl, and then you got to take out more stuff and rule your lands.
right. It was really interesting. I thought the placement, like you place a piece and then you take that action, then everybody else at the table takes that action, and then they place their piece, and then everybody else takes that action. And
It's
the
a huge
whole
benefit though, because the first player gets like the most loot
Right.
essentially from
Sure.
whatever you're.
But it keeps
Right.
everybody engaged on everyone else's turn.
it really
Yes.
does,
Which I think
you
is
know.
smart.
Well, I think the big. Well, okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the big.
You're
thing,
allowed to talk.
The big difference is, well, I have like a lot.
Today.
I feel like I have a lot to say about this game. I could probably spend 30
Go
minutes.
ahead. Do it.
So, but I'll start off with this. The Reavers add some really interesting aspects to the game because you've got like 3 different options with them. You can like do like a big bonus specialized thing. You can go ahead and use them to turn dice a certain way and to recruit dice, or you can put them under your board and then it's like a follow action, so that whenever somebody does an action, you get a piece of that action too, which is 100%
piece of
reminds
that
me of
action.
Scythe, like with the whole. You do the upgrades
Everybody
and
needs
the
a piece of that.
the
action.
enlisting.
I'm
the
just
enlist,
saying.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like, dude next to me makes a mech, I get some money. It's the same type of thing. Where you're like, dude next to me loot some stuff, I get some loot. Like, It's can be very powerful, but you have different ways you can take that. If you need like that big bonus now, you can take the bonus now, but it's a one-time thing. Or I like the different actions you have available with the Reavers.
So scythe with
They're like your
dice
heroes.
chucking.
Here's the thing, though. There's not that much dice chucking.
Yeah,
Champions was
there's
the
not
dice
really
chucker.
as
This
much.
one is more
Yeah.
of dice placement. It reminds me more of the games where you like get to manipulate the dice.
Yeah, I see what you're
And
saying.
then put the things down. Because this one, when you sail, you know what dice you have. You're not like, oh, I'm going to sail and then see what happens. Like, no, you know, okay, I've got the food. I've got the warriors. Because your Reavers recruit dice, and then you bring them out with certain faces up, and you can manipulate
Right.
your dice in this game. So
So-
you know what your dice are at.
I
They're
really-
like locked.
So maybe a little less luck-based.
Yeah, and I really liked
Yes.
that part because I hate the luck portion of Champions of
Right.
Midgard because you never know what's actually going to happen on that trip. And so
It can go quite
the fact
poorly
that they
for you.
mitigated
I
that
died
with
in the
this
Dark
particular
Mountains.
one, that's really nice.
This
I really
does
like
seem
that.
like the better version of the two, but when you already own the first, if you're
Well-
like me, you're kind of like, do I need to?
You know what
grab
this
one
is?
too?
like a completely different game.
This
though.
is like Century Spice Road and Eastern Wonders, where like one was like, okay, well, whatever comes up, you're gonna try to make the best at what you can. That's what a dice chucker game is. Like, I roll the dice and I try to make the most points or do the most things I can with what I get. Where Century Spice Road or the Eastern Wonders one is like, I'm gonna go here, like I can plan it out. This is a plan it out game. It's like this
this
instead
one's
of being
more
light to
Euro-y.
medium,
More
this is more
strategic.
medium to heavy. Like
No, it's
into,
definitely more medium to heavy. Like you're gonna be sitting at the table longer. It's gonna
it's a
have
2 hour.
more
It
of
can be
a
a
Euro
2-hour game,
feel
not
to
like
it.
a 30-minute Champions game.
Yeah, no, this one's gonna
Champions
definitely.
a little more than 30 minutes.
If you're
but-
doing it wrong, I usually win in 30 minutes or less.
Wow, you're quick. You finished up fast.
Well, it was just interesting
Always.
seeing the differences of it because they did take that world and everything and then they expanded it and they did make something different. I mean, it has a few similarities, it seems like, where if you're traversing across the ocean to get to a monster, you're still going to have like that card that you're going to draw to show what happens during your trip. But, I mean, very few comparisons, really.
They have some callbacks to the other game, and some of the iconography is probably similar as far as what it looks like.
Right.
This one definitely comes with upgraded pieces if
I
you
love
get the Kickstarter.
upgraded pieces.
So
oh my
we had issues with the
goodness.
champions where
Oh
we
my
had a guy who was
goodness.
colorblind, and he had a hard time. Is this wood or is this meat? And but
Yeah.
all jokes aside, there's a lot of wood and meat jokes. Obviously, he really couldn't tell the differences between the two. With this one though, you're gonna get like it looks like a little drumstick. You know exactly what you're getting with it. And it seems like it's just a lot less luck-based and dice-based, where it's a lot more planning and strategery and all
So
that
does
good
this
stuff.
sound more like? Does this look like a better game than Champions for you guys?
It looks like a different. It's like Eastern Wonders and Spice
Okay, so
Road,
you feel like
just
there's room
different
for
games.
both in your collection.
Yeah. At
I-
first, I didn't think there was going to be. I was going to pass just because I was like, oh,
Really?
it does look. Because I thought, like her, it looked too similar to what I already had, and I didn't know what it would replace. I feel like this is closer to a side level of game versus like a King of Tokyo game.
I think here's the big thing here is that
That
you're
make
going to
sense?
have different people that like the different games. You're going to have people that like to
But for
stay in that
different
medium to
audiences.
lighter range that are going to
Mhm.
like Champions of Midgard. And then you're going to have people that love heavy Euro games that are going to go, oh, this is what Champions of Midgard was kind of missing, was like,
Yeah.
this-
more like
yeah,
strategy.
more strategy, more lengthy
Well,
battles.
this one you're
and
like
stuff
old.
Like that
You're
with
like
it.
the old Ragnar, where you're like, okay, now that I got my guys, I got my ships, I'm gonna go out, take over lands, and then hold them. Where young Ragnar was like, I'm gonna go take all your gold and then leave. Maybe grab some
So-
people up.
I have a question though for you guys. Is the mat, do you think, worth it for this game? Because they're selling a play mat with this game.
$25.
I know the
Yeah.
Champions of Midgard mat everybody loves,
Yeah.
like everybody, and if you don't, you're wrong. Hashtag
So
not
you're
sorry.
saying yes for the
I'm
mat?
not a must-own mat kind of person.
Seems
It's-
like a lot of game companies are doing that lately.
It
where
depends
they're-
on
People like
how
them.
much you
Mats.
play the game. Like I have probably like seriously like 30 Magic the Gathering play mats and other various play mats. I've got a Gamelin Games play mat, like, and I like them. It depends on how much you play that specific game. If you feel like you're gonna play it all the time, like the size play mat is amazing if you're playing it all the time. But if this is a once
But like you
every
said,
6
this
months
is a-
thing, do you need it?
This is
No.
a big 2-hour epic kind of game. You're not going to be pulling this out every weekend. So I don't think.
You don't know me.
Okay, maybe you will. How often do you actually play Champions, though? I mean, the shorter version of this game. How often do you play that?
Not enough, honestly. It's one of
Yeah.
those things like Dice Tower or Dice
think-
Throne where I just want to play it more. I just can't like.
It just doesn't
I
I don't have
actually
enough
get to the
free time to
table as
get.
often.
Well, it's more like I just need to convert more people into liking it as
I
much
don't
as
like
I do.
having a bunch of mats for board games because I like the fact that you can
can
pick
store
up the
'em.
board and you
Yeah.
can store it in a
all
box and you
contained
don't
in
have
that
to have it there.
box.
Yeah, if you have a play mat, you're not folding the play mat, guys. You are putting that play mat on a hanger somewhere.
Right, you put it to the side. Here's the thing, though. It's an
But
upgrade.
I don't need one for every single game.
Like, you don't need the Stonemaier
That's
pieces
true.
to upgrade size,
That's
but
true.
we have them. You
Yeah.
don't need, I don't need 12 different play mats for Magic. Like,
Yeah.
but I have
I was
them.
watching
It's just an
Bebo's
upgrade.
stream the other day, and she said she has like a giant
Of-
laundry basket
of
full
play
of
mats,
play
yeah.
mats. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
It can get a little
That happens.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I had to purge. I think I purged like 15 play
But if
mats
this
at one
becomes
point. They were just
your
basic
go-to
ones.
game, like
Yeah.
Scythe Andy has Scythe, right?
Yeah,
Like
he
if this
brings-
is your game that you're gonna play a ton, I understand why you want. to spend
Scythe
25
Andrew
bucks on
has like a
mat.
slinged playmat that he carries on his back at all times in case he just needs to.
He could pull it out.
Like, I'm serious, he does. He has it slinged, his playmat. It's that intense. He
So-
got something to protect his playmat, which is to protect the game.
Do you think the
Gets intense.
$69 price point is reasonable, high,
Yeah.
low?
Yes,
No,
for
I
the-
think 69
For
price
what
point
it has
is
in
fine.
it, at first I thought it was too much if it was going to be like Champions, but since it's got
The
so much
components
more.
are a step up from Champions.
Well, and then it
for
has
sure.
so much more. I feel like
Yeah.
it comes
Yeah,
with
'cause
more,
you get
and
the
it being
wooden
a
pieces
bigger
and
planning
everything
game,
for
I think
that,
that
yeah.
you're gonna need more, and it's beautiful looking. Like the mat,
The
or
art
the,
on
the-
this is crazy
Well,
good too.
you know what
The
though?
board.
I didn't like how busy the board looks.
But
you
when
have,
you get
can you
close
imagine
to
the
it-
setup of this though? Like, look at
look
all
at
those
it.
cards
I
So-
don't
and
think it's
everything.
going to get to the table.
It's
that
very
often
point
because
salad.
Of all that setup.
It's a
and all
huge
the
setup.
pieces you have to organize.
You are playing a
and-
Euro game, guys. You are
Yeah.
going to take
Yeah.
time on setup. You're
But
going to
it's-
take
Yeah.
time playing
How is
the
it different
game.
from Scythe, where you got to set up your little individual
No,
player
that's
boards?
true.
It's the same thing. Once you know how to do it, it's super easy to do. You can I can tell just from here.
This
I'm
looks
sorry, I'm
longer
pointing.
than Scythe though. Like 'cause
You
we play
can-
Scythe in like an hour and a half. This
But
looks like
from
it's going to be
here-
2-3 hours once you
from
put
here-
setup in and everything.
Right. From here, I can tell where the different territories are, and I'm pretty far back from the computer, and I don't have very good vision, so I can tell where the different territories are from here. It's just learning the iconography. Even Champions has a lot of stuff on the board when you really look at it, but once you know how to play it, it's not a big deal. Like, I don't think it's that busy, and I think it looks freaking beautiful.
Freaking beautiful.
Well, I'm glad you guys are
I think
picking
it looks
up.
freaking beautiful.
Freaking
They
beautiful.
need to take that quote from you and
glad
just
you
like
guys
put
are-
it on there.
I'm glad you're excited about it because I think I'm going to pass on this one. We've
Yeah?
got so many of these fairly expensive, title blades and.
This is not that expensive.
I guess I'm old school, man. I remember when
Anything like under
I remember
100
when
doesn't
everything
feel
was
as
30,
expensive.
40 bucks, and it's
Yeah.
70 is still enough for me
Everything's
to
50,
cause pause.
Everything's
you know?
50 to 80 now, I feel
Gerald
like.
Yeah.
says the mat is always worth it if you can spend. If you can spend for it.
Right, it's
yeah.
like any other upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to ask if it's worth it or not because it really just depends on the individual and
what
what
they
can
like and
afford
stuff, yeah.
what-
Plus, the thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you review and back and get as many games as we do, we don't get to play the ones we like as much.
Right.
But there's people out there who have a collection of 10 games
Yeah.
that they play
Yeah.
constantly. We used to be like that. We used to get out the same games and play them
Right.
every weekend
Right.
because it's what
Do you
we
kind of
had.
miss that
I do. I miss the
a little bit? Like really being able to delve into a game and play it like 20 times.
I'm sad when
I'm
we get
gonna
a new
say
game.
no. I'm gonna
You
say
don't
no.
miss. You like the variety.
I
the
like
culture,
having
the new.
challenge or the new puzzle to work
Yeah.
through because I figure out the puzzle portion of games very easily and
Sure,
things on
sure.
how the mechanics
So you
work.
burn out fast.
Yeah, so like it's after I've played it 5 times, I'm like, I don't know if I want to
Moving
keep on
on.
playing this.
I wish we
yeah.
even got a chance to play it 5 times. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like we even get that much chance. I just like when I like get a new game that I like, and then I'm just like, I never even get a chance to play it as much as I want to.
Yeah.
And there's some like
And
that.
I think this game has that potential. But I do think anyone who thinks this looks good, I mean, this is going to be a great game.
Right.
If this appeals to you, back it. But
So-
I'm going to pass.
Phantom of Truth is speaking some truths with I've backed so many Kickstarters that I haven't ended up playing just because I like the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that,
That
with STEM
happens.
Epic
That
Heroes. We
happens.
backed it because we liked the idea of what they were trying to do, and then we got it. And I mean, we played it since,
Yeah.
but
Right.
like it still
Okay.
took a month.
So Greg, you said no?
Now I'm going to pass. I think realistically, I don't even get champions to the table that much. So a longer, bigger, more epic version
Of Champions?
While I think it's worth it, if you're one of those you've got 20 games kind of people and this appeals to you, I think this is going to be money well spent. But I personally am going to pass.
Okay, Dr. Gloryhogg?
I'd back it after
You
looking into
back
it more. I'd
that.
back it. Yeah, no, because I love Champions, and Champions is one of those games I wish I could play more. I think this actually might get you to play it more because I know you don't like dice chuckers as much as why my dice throne
Yeah,
is
this-
sadly underplayed.
This seems more up her alley than
Yeah, like Eastern
Then
Wonders. She
Champions.
likes. I can convince her to play Eastern Wonders over Spice Road every time.
Yeah, no, I
Oh, really? I like Spice Road way better.
I like them both. Like I don't have a preference over the two, but she
Interesting.
definitely does.
I
She
really
likes the
like
planning
the
better.
way that this one looks with the planning that's going into it, and I'm interested in seeing how the turns are going to change the portion of the game where everybody's taking those. And I think that'll make the gameplay a little bit faster, even though it's a big box game. The only thing that I'm really like, oh man, I wish like I knew more and that they would utilize more on this is those little player boards with the boats on them. Like, I want more stuff to be going on there, but it just looks like kind of just placeholders for stuff for that.
But at
But
least it's a cool little player board.
for $69, I feel like this is a great deal with wooden pieces and
Yeah.
everything in it. So
I
I'm
think
going to
it's
say I'd
definitely-
back that.
I think it's definitely reasonable.
If you like Champions of Midgard or if you like heavy Euros, I would say this would probably be a great game, especially at $69 with the wooden pieces and everything, little figures, the little boat. Where's the boat at? There you
Yeah,
go.
show
The
the
little
boats.
start player marker right
Now
there.
they are
Even the little
they
wooden
are
boats
they
are
are
awesome.
flipping the
Yeah.
sail on that boat. FYI, in case you guys didn't read that,
They're what?
they're flipping the sail. The sail will go the other way because the sail's kind of backwards. It looks like it's sailing backwards. They're gonna flip the
What if I
sail on it.
want my
Somebody went
boat
through and was like,
permanently in
your
reverse?
sails suck.
Yeah, basically.
There was some
Well,
physics nerd
so
that was
Vi-
like, actually, these boats would
Well,
be
not
going
even that.
backwards.
Is your boat, yeah, is your boat
Technically,
going backwards?
so Vikings are like the
guys?
infantry. You only go forward, even when you never
You don't go
retreat. You just
backwards.
attack backwards sometimes.
All right.
And they're just attacking backwards. It's
Next
fine.
up, we have another boat style game. It's all
Boats,
about pirates
boats.
and boats are super hot right now.
Boats and
Apparently.
goats are huge.
Absolutely. I don't
Goats?
know where. I mean, I've seen
have
goats,
nothing for goats.
everywhere all the time. Okay,
Greatest of
so
all time.
we have the
We got in Gruff.
Everrain.
That's a good game.
You're the
Let's
goat.
take a look at this one here. Wow, if I can like pull up my stuff today. Okay, the Everrain is by Grimlord Games. This is for 1 to 4 players for ages 14 plus, 60 to 240 minutes, guys. Okay, this is
But this is the people that did Village Attacks.
This is a storytelling game.
Yeah,
Like this is not a campaign, but it is a storytelling game with a campaign feel to it because
This is your turkey dinner and your pumpkin pie at the end of the night. It's like the main course and a dessert. This is all you're doing.
Wow.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you get this game out, it's like Gloomhaven. Like this is what you're doing for the night. There's no like, oh, we'll play a quick game of this and then something else. This is pretty much your night of playing.
I love the video
Yeah.
on this thing. I like the look of it. I like how they tell the story, but they also kind of talk about how the game works.
Well, for something that's kind of
it feels very
Cthulhu-esque,
immersive.
I like the idea that it just started raining and then just never stops, which just
Yeah.
shows the
It
influence
feels
that.
like a cool story.
Well, it just shows the influence that like Cthulhu or some ancient one would have
Yeah.
on the world, where they could just like, I prefer it wetter, and so they just make it rain, and there's nothing we can do about it. It shows the overall mastery of our world that we thought we had, or we thought we could predict, or the control humans think they have. But really, this ancient one's like, nah, this is my planet. I do what I want.
Look at this cool art.
The miniatures in this are
The miniatures
stupid
are
good.
so
and the miniatures
cool.
in this is beautiful.
Oh my
For like,
God.
if I could for $50, I would just be like, yeah, can I just
Can I
back this
just
at the
buy the
miniature
minis?
level?
Yeah.
I'd be using it for Malfo. I'd be using it for replacements for other games. I'd like sneak them into Blood Rage every once in a while.
Like when I say this is a sort of campaign style game, I like the fact that you have your boat and you have your crew and you're maintaining your crew. It's very like role playing where you're going through and you're making sure you have the right crew members, that you're making them happy, that you have them in the right positions on your ship to be able to sail through certain
yeah, and they can
things,
like cause a mutiny, and
I know.
and then every ship is different too. Some
And you
ships are
can-
faster, some ships are more combat oriented. So you could be like, you want to go explore, you go explore. I'm going to be over here with the
you
heavy
can
guns.
visit villages and then if you have a fight, so you can fight over the ocean at things, or you can have fights on other people's boats. So like if a rogue boat comes up, you can like dock with them and then fight on their boats as like deck combat, which is also freaking so cool. Like
Yeah.
they really did an
They've thought
excellent
of
job.
everything, it seems like.
Yeah,
and
they
it
did-
feels like it's going to be incredibly immersive.
That's exactly the word for it. It's incredibly immersive because
And you get that sense just from the opening video. You're like, wow, like this is cool. They put a lot of thought into the story.
It's
here.
kind of like what they did with Title Blades, where they built like a story, and then like the game kind of nestles
Why don't
in
you
there.
marry Title Blades, buddy?
I'm really excited for it. Okay, calm down.
It's like every 5 seconds, Title Blades.
No, well, I'm
he was
talking
showing
about.
me a Title Blades T-shirt before we went live.
This
Like,
is true.
look at this shirt; it has Title Blades on it, guys.
If James
Title
Hudson
Blades,
really
y'all.
loved me, he'd send me one of those shirts. I'll wear it on
Aw.
camera. But it's like they build a world and then they insert the game into the world. So it's not where they're like, oh, we've got a game.
Yeah,
How do we
I see what
make
you're
this
saying.
make sense? They're like, no, it's almost like I feel like they built the story and then they're like,
Yeah.
now how does our game work inside this story? What would happen if we were always on the sea, if the water levels rise? Like, what would we do? And then like the game is set in that setting, which not all games can do that. Some games are very, you look at it and you're like, okay, the game and the theme don't really make sense together. They're just, it's there. Hey, it's a pirate game. I don't know why, just because it is.
Yeah, no, this one makes you feel like you are a pirate and you are maintaining your crew and you are trying to
It's some end of the world
scavenge for
stuff here.
things.
No, you,
It's like
And you're
supernatural.
fighting, you're fighting supernatural creatures. I also love the fog of war that you have here, where you don't know what's coming up next as you're sailing. Those tiles get added, and your world gets built as you go along. I always love games like that
No,
because it makes it more unique.
you
You know?
mentioned a prior project that this creator has
Village
done.
Attacks.
I haven't played it. Have you guys played that one?
I haven't played it. It
Okay.
looks super sick though.
Because I wanted to know, like, if
I've heard just really good things.
yeah,
about it.
yeah, I have as well. But I wondered if there
But
was
it's-
anything you've played by these people because
No, 'cause they're
it's
like-
such a big monetary investment. I want to know, like, what
Yeah,
the
this is $110
what the buzz
for that.
is on
Yeah.
this. You know
See,
what I mean?
but
Whether or
what
not
it
this is a
comes with
trusted
miniature-wise,
creator.
though, like I feel like it's got so much that comes with it. 110 doesn't seem like out of the wheelhouse for this game.
Right.
I think the biggest thing is
People
like
will pay.
This
I mean,
is
they
what-
are paying it. Look
This
at
is
the
what I
backer
was
count.
missing during Champions or the Reavers of Midgard right here is boat management. This is what I wanted right here. I wanted to
What-
manage
what
my
a
boat
niche
and my
thing.
crew.
I need boat management. I need more boat management
Well,
in games.
to
Why don't
be
they make more boat
to be
management
fair,
I
games?
know.
we
I
talk
wanna
about
sail.
games and how they fit into a certain niche that you
Yeah.
have, and you're like, oh, I don't have a lot of Viking games, or oh, I have too many zombie games, or whatever.
Yeah.
This is like it seems good.
I can't think of a good pirate style game that I would play right now.
I'm
And
saying
this
that-
seems to like fill that void of having like that
Well, that
hugely like
sandboxy
nautical
feel.
sort of
Yeah.
feel to
Oh,
it
here's
and
these
everything.
cool
Like
creatures. Dude, the creatures.
This is what
in
I wanted
this.
Seafall to be.
oh,
That's what everyone wants Seafall to
that's
be. I haven't played it,
right.
but but although the big difference here, of course, is that Seafall was competitive. What do you?
Oh, okay. So Mike Brown says
saw
the
that.
tabletop simulator will be live by the end of the week. That is exciting.
That's
to
really good
hear.
because the
I'm so
one
happy about
thing,
that.
the one criticism I had about this game is I just they didn't have a lot of reviews or gameplay,
Right.
which can happen.
Right.
But I was just like, oh, I didn't really get to see you actually playing it a bunch. And I mean, it's got an amazing video, but like I wanted to see people kind
actual
of play it.
gameplay.
So that's
on
cool
it.
Yeah,
that it'll
I
be
like
available
gameplay.
by the end of the week because that gives you because it's 14 more days, so that
So
gives
you
you a
get-
whole
it
week
gives
to
you
play
time.
around with it
Yeah.
before
I think
the
that'll-
Kickstarter ends.
I think that'll really sell you on it. If you do the tabletop simulator and you're like, yeah, I like if I'm enjoying this on that platform, just having it in person. And then the way I saw some of the painted stuff, because like some people did some previews. Helena did a preview with this where she was at Essen and seeing the miniatures painted. I'm like super jealous. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
who
Painted
painted these
are always
miniatures?
awesome.
the miniatures are amazing in this.
Well, okay, so
Look
Mike
at that dude.
Mike Brown, do you know if everybody's going to be at BGG? Like, will we be able to see this at BGG? So
Board
hopefully,
Game Geek.
yeah, board
Yeah, that's a good
BGG Con,
question.
yeah, because I'd like to try it out and stuff because
Yeah.
this
It's
is
such an investment.
but it's right up my alley.
Right,
Basically,
right.
she's saying we'll be at BGG, and if you're there, we'll come bug you.
That's right.
And if you want to give us a free copy, whoever,
It has such a thematic theme to it. I love the fact that you have the boat management where you actually have to have people on certain places in order to pass through different parts of water and stuff and keeping them happy. And then you have the, fog of war that you're going through. Like, there's so many fantastic things about this game. And then the storytelling as you, like, pick up the cards and stuff, you get, like, that little storytelling piece on there. I was blown away by this. I feel like it's a Cool Mini or Not production where you're spending $100, but you're getting this amazing large game by not Cool Mini or Not. Like, I mean, the miniatures are amazing on this, So, Greg, would you back this?
I think for me, like, if I get the chance to play it on BGG or through the tabletop simulator, if I get a chance to play it
Tabletop
and
sim?
it grabs me like I think it will, then I'm tempted. But for now, it's a pass. But like, because it's so expensive, but I want to try this, and I hope I get
Yeah.
a chance to.
Oh, they're going to be at PAX Unplugged. Well, that's sad for us,
Boo.
but good for other people going to PAX. So I wish we were going to PAX
Like
Unplugged.
it seems like everybody we're talking to, like, oh yeah, I'll be at PAX Unplugged,
Unplugged.
not BGG. I'm like,
I
did we
think a
pick
lot
the
of-
wrong one?
I think a lot of people picked PAX Unplugged because it's more
It's newer
where
for
you can
one thing.
and it's more where you can sell your games and stuff. Where BGG is set up more like, hey, let's
For
just
playing?
play. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just play these games and.
Well, to be
hang
fair,
out,
part
you
of
know?
going to BGG, we're going also just to enjoy ourselves.
Another miniature fantasy game, 500s on Kickstarter this year. Yeah, but it's not pirates.
But
I haven't seen 500 pirate themed
I feel
I
like-
do kind of agree with that sentiment, though.
So that's what I thought when I
these things
first-
seem like they come out every week. You know,
They do.
That's how I felt like when we started, like when I started really looking at this,
But-
and then I was like, this one actually seems more of like
No, this looks like a.
I'd
like
push the others to the
top
side
tier
and
of
like
that
get
kinda
this one
game.
instead. Yeah.
But like I am kind of getting a little burned out on the $100 plus games that come out every week because you're kind of like they all look amazing. They're
Well,
all.
okay.
If I bought them all, I'd be broke.
Here's how you
You know, and it's hard to
decipher.
differentiate.
Here's how you decipher between those because you look for the differences in them. Like in this particular one, I really like the boat management portion of it. So
Really, you haven't mentioned that yet.
so this
Apparently
makes
she likes
this
boats.
particular
Who
thing
knew?
super
didn't.
unique for me.
Yeah.
Why do we live in Arizona if you
know?
love boats so much?
You guys need to. Move.
I don't want to be on a boat. I just want to
you
manage the
get
boat
seasick.
in the board game. Yeah, I don't want to be on a
This is our
boat, guys.
chance to scratch our boat itch without actually hurling.
That's so true. I went what is it, snorkeling? I got sick from
Yeah.
like being on top of the
Gerald
water.
makes a good point. He says clearly the market isn't tired of them, which is true. I mean,
That's
these
true.
games are all successful.
Yeah.
You know, if you put out a big $100 epic, it's always like hundreds of thousands of dollars you're going to raise. So, you know, they're going to keep coming. But
I think it's because not everybody gets every one of them. So
No,
like
of
we haven't
course.
backed one like this year.
Yeah.
Like a big one like this that I can think of. We haven't backed
But,
a
like,
huge
every-
cool mini or not one or anything like
Yeah.
this. So this might be like the big one we kind of backed this year, like in that $100 epic game
But
range.
it does seem like every week we have another one of these. Like every time we go live, there's something like this, you know?
Yeah.
There's been some, definitely.
So it is hard to.
The last
So-
one we reviewed actually got pulled off of Kickstarter.
The only pet peeve I have about it is the fact that they're offering an Abyssal Tides expansion right up front, which makes me
Yeah, you
wonder,
hate
am I
that.
getting the full game or not? Like that always makes me
Yeah. And that's an extra $33.
right. So it
Yeah.
always
So now you're getting the 150 rate. Oh, what about shipping? I forgot to check. Is that additional?
probably.
And it's probably gonna be
Jeez.
decent. But this is still one of those
I was
ones
gonna say
that
you're still.
I would like to back it
you
at the
have to
basic
compare
pledge
this
and
at-
then get the expansions later. Because it's going to I mean, if it takes 240 minutes, are you going to play it so much that you're like, I need an expansion right away? I don't know if
No.
we'll ever get to that point.
Yeah, you're
You
probably.
have to compare it
Oh, by the
to
way,
a cool mini or not style game.
this mini's tempting for me because I feel like I'm looking in the mirror.
The bloated
the-
drowned man.
Yeah, look at that guy. Sexy AF.
I just like, all these miniatures are super great.
No,
Like
the
when you look at
miniatures
like
are
the
amazing.
cultist looks super sweet. Like, yeah, they just even like, yeah. Just,
I like how they point out the gender. They'll say like male captain, female cook. Like,
Just in case you're
just in
wondering.
case you can't
so
tell.
you don't assume their gender.
Yeah, I like it. It's like it's clear.
God,
It's concise.
like that is a cultist summoner.
You're getting
Gender
a lot
is
of stuff.
cultist.
You're getting a lot of extra miniatures and stuff. I mean, it's for a $100 game. It's right in that range. It's right in that cool mini range. We're gonna look
It
at
is.
Project Elite, and I feel like this has more than Project Elite at this point.
This feels like more of a fleshed out game than Project Elite. And what a
Right.
good transition to Project Elite.
Oh, we're not talking about that one next.
Oh, we keep messing that
Okay,
up.
well,
These do take up a lot of shelf space,
Okay.
but you got to pick the ones that you love, and
We'll
those
do
are the ones
Project
that you
Elite.
have around.
Hey!
We'll do Project Elite because
I-
we fake transitioned into it.
But then you pointed out, so then that.
Look at Project Elite just
Oh,
going.
okay, so
"Do, do,
Mike-
do,
I'm
do, do, do."
watching the money just
Yeah.
fly in.
Hold on
for
here.
CMON.
So Mike Brown is saying that we are giving away one expansion free with the pledge.
Yeah, one of them. It does come
Okay.
with an expansion already in it.
And
Okay,
then-
well, that
and
makes
then
me
the
feel better.
33 for the second expansion. Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. He'll
No,
have
it comes
to
with an
answer.
expansion there, and then that's the second expansion you can buy. That's optional, I believe.
Oh, okay.
If
Okay.
I'm remembering it correctly, I looked at this a bit ago.
Yeah.
ago.
So Gerald's just saying that
Come on, Gerald,
sometimes
I don't have
it's
time to
way
read your
too
book, Gerald.
expensive to include
Seriously.
stuff up front, and I totally
kid.
understand that. I think that if you're going to make an expansion, you should be paid for that expansion because you are adding extra material. Just like wait until it comes out, and then make and release an expansion.
That's tough
you
though
know?
because there's
I mean,
I agree with you on that one, but then when you look at something like usually any of the cool mini or not stuff, they usually have like 7 expansions and like 15 playmats
well, it
and
gets
32.
too much. It gets to be too much.
Well, it does, but yet we still like go all in on some of those. So it's like it's hard.
It
Like
goes back to what the other guy was saying. Like, there's a market still. They're
we've-
going to keep
Yeah.
doing this as long as people are paying for it, and people are paying for it.
You know, we totally forgot to do it. Okay, Greg, would you back that?
No, too much. I want to play it first, or at least
I
get a feel
I
for
think
it.
this is one that I would like to actually back. I think this.
Oh,
I
wow.
want this to be our big game of the year. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm
Like
gonna say
our-
I'd back that because this is like all the sort of fantasy that I wanted for this
Wow.
style of game.
and we don't have like an in-depth piratey Cthulhu
Yeah,
end of
I
the world
agree.
game, really.
We
I mean,
don't.
we've got like Arkham Horror. That's a card game. We've got some other ones, but this would be like
Usually
our big
we're not
Cthulhu
into
game.
that heavy
don't
into
do
that
super
Cthulhu
horror.
theme. Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
just don't
this
do a
one
bunch.
just seems just right.
The only horror games
Just
we have
seems
is
right.
Munchkin Zombies.
Zombie
Brains.
15?
Zombie
That's
15
true.
is
That's
great.
definitely a
That
very
one's
different
good.
sort
That
of
is
game.
very different.
Zombie
Yeah.
15 has amazing minis too, though, but different scale for
Okay,
sure.
so we have Project Elite up next here. This is by Cool Mini or Not Games. This is actually a reprint of
We
a
should
game.
go hang out with Vincent. He's got a whole room for games. We need that.
Ooh.
We're trying to kick our kid out, but I guess 8 years old isn't enough to emancipate them.
Yikes. Okay,
Weird.
so this is for 1 to 6 players. It lasts about 60 minutes.
Really, it goes that long?
Apparently, I mean, it's a timed
Wow.
thing. Once you set the timer on
Well,
that,
this
you're
reminds me of
playing
like
as
Escape,
fast
where you're
as
like,
you
roll,
can.
But the
roll,
rounds are
roll.
timed, and then you do a
Yeah.
bunch of maintenance in
Maintenance
between,
in
and then
That's
you have a
true.
round of rolling, and then
But
maintenance
see,
in
maybe
between and a
maybe
round
that's
of
what
rolling.
makes it like kind of better than that Escape, where you're just like roll, 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 roll.
I actually think that
Ah!
makes it worse.
You think so? The stopping?
I don't know. I'd rather play Zombie 15 4 times, or something like
Okay.
that. I think for a real-time game, this is too big of a scale, and I was very tempted by this one.
Were you?
But once again, like
Well,
you
now
said,
that you're not buying this, why don't we go? Why don't we
yeah,
go?
but like, what about all the games Barrage and Tidal Blades and Zero Gravity?
Oh,
There's
there's
been a
so
lot
many
of
good
big
games
that are
this
still
month.
out right now.
I feel
Plus
like
stuff
so
that we
many
haven't
good
even
ones.
covered, like Welcome to Dino World. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
there's a
good
ton of
things
stuff
out
we
right
I
haven't
now.
feel like
covered
we need to
yet.
just start splitting some
I
of these
feel like
pledges.
I have to be very selective, and
Like,
because I
write
have
me a
games
check.
that are really fun, that are real time, I'm just gonna play those a few times.
Yeah, I mean,
instead.
Zombie 15 is like
Plus,
definitely in my top.
This is cool
top
or
list.
not. This will be available
Everywhere,
You'll be able
yeah.
to get this at a half off at a Barnes and Noble sale in 6 months or something. You know what I mean?
This is a really interesting Kickstarter because I feel like
I mean, it's a reissue of a game too. Like,
they didn't try really hard on this one. I know that sounds really weird,
What do
but
you mean?
like, so they
Not what Cool
they
Mini or Not
redid
normally
the
does.
they redid the minis and they redid the art, and
yeah,
then
they made it a little darker, a little grittier
Yeah.
looking.
they haven't. The rules are still a work in progress and stuff. So are
This
they
didn't-
updating them? Are they not updating
this
them?
doesn't
Like,
feel
I don't
like
know
a,
what's
this
happening.
doesn't feel like a Cool Mini or Not Kickstarter. I
It
don't
doesn't
feel
like a Cool Mini
I don't
or
feel
Not
the super hype
Kickstarter.
for it the same way. I was actually surprised by it.
And you know what I'm really sad about? I wish they would have made a modular board system on this because you're playing the same two boards the entire time.
Oh, that probably makes a pretty big difference.
Because for example, in Zombie 15, you have a modular board
Yeah.
system, and then you get to go through different terrain and stuff, and then you
Yeah.
have different objects in different places, and then it makes that one little tiny game into so
Right.
much bigger of a game, where this
Yeah.
is just stuck on those two boards. And
I think
if you're going to revamp the game, why not do that?
once again, I'm getting tired of that $100 price tag. If this was $69 or something, it'd be tempting. But at $100 for just a real-time dice chucker, I'm
If this was a Wood Dominion box, you'd buy it.
that was a gift.
Oh, okay.
Nathan's hanging out with us too today. Thanks
that
for
was a gift.
watching, Nathan. And Gerald says that the video is amazing, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did
It
a good
is.
job on the video.
I think this is a game that if you don't have this niche covered, you probably want to.
Yeah.
And if you like that escape type of game where you're like everyone's rolling dice frantically, it definitely adds excitement. That's what makes Zombie 15 so much fun
Yeah.
is the thematic of like I got 15 minutes to get the heck out of here.
Right.
I think this will be a similar type of thing. I'm just so in love with Zombie 15. It's like my #1 zombie game.
Well, and
That I just feel like that niche for me is personally covered. Like I don't even want to own Escape because I feel like my frantic real-time game is already covered with that 15-minute stress
Well,
game.
and I was watching the Dice Tower playthrough, and it looks really fun during those rounds. And then during the between rounds where they're setting things back up, they fast motioned those. So it's like
where they're
how
setting
much-
everything back
so
up.
how much downtime is there while you're just doing the business of the game to get back to a little quick 2-minute frantic dice chucking, which is what you. That's what you want. If you're buying this
Well,
kind of game, that's what you're buying it for.
I
is
was
the
also-
tension that comes with that.
I was also going to say that between Zombie 15, I like where you have one person taking the turn, they're rushing to do their actions, and then the next person,
goes.
and then the next person. Because
Right.
everybody's
there's
like,
the
they're
tension.
waiting and like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, hurry up. And you're like cheering on the person.
Right.
Whereas this one is just like chaos and hands
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
board.
With-
And
with Zombie
like,
15, you have the anticipation like you're all trying to defuse the same bomb, but only one person can have their hands on the wires at once. So you're like,
Yeah.
no, cut the red, cut the red, cut the red. Oh, my turn. Blue. I'm gonna cut the blue. No, not the blue. The yellow.
Yeah.
Should I do the yellow? I'm doing blue. Like, yeah, there's a lot more of that kind of like pressure because everyone else is like hovered over you too while you're playing.
I
think it'll be fun. I don't think. Well, I'll just jump ahead. This
Yeah.
isn't one I'm going to back, but I don't think if you backed it, you'd be disappointed. I think this could fill a really good niche that a lot of gamers don't have because there's not that many super fast
It's
real-time
a good
games.
production. The dice look nice. The art
Yeah.
looks good. The mini looks good.
Oh, the
I
art looks
want
amazing.
to play this, but I
The
don't
art
want
looks
to.
amazing.
I don't want to gamble on backing it and then go. Nah, I'll just play Zombie 15 instead. I'll wait till this is cool or not. This game will be everywhere. You'll be able to find this for sale somewhere cheaper
I think-
later.
I mean, I'd be happy if somebody gifted this to me for Christmas. I wouldn't be upset about that.
I don't think it'll be ready by Christmas.
I think if you like
True.
Project Elite,
Christmas 29.
this would be a no-brainer because the minis look so much better
this
than
is
the
definitely an
2015.
upgrade. Oh,
than the
yeah.
2015 production of this game. Like they did an amazing job with making the art and the minis and everything look super amazing in this comparatively. And yeah, you know what? Vincent
there's
is
good
right. They do
crossover.
have the crossover expansion kit here for Zombicide, which is cool.
I think the
And
problem
if you're
is that
into that, like, why not? You know?
I think one thing people need to remember when we say we won't back something, it's not because we don't think something's good. It's just we're real people.
Oh yeah.
We're doing this mostly for the love of games.
Money is
and
finite.
like we literally we both work just so that we can even have any money to do any Kickstarter. So sometimes it's like I got $100 I can drop
Yeah.
this month. Like which one am I picking?
Well, that's what we've
Right,
been talking about
right.
is how many
better
good games
was it
have been
better
landing.
best?
Yeah,
Ultimate?
and good, better, best. That
Yeah.
that concept as well. So if this looks good to you, I think you're in safe hands.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll probably be excellent.
Absolutely.
But it's more than I'm going to want to spend, and I trust that.
Oh, Will's real too.
And I trust.
I see you, Will. I see you.
So yeah. No, I mean it's, and I think that lends more credibility to us. Like when another $100 claim comes out and we go, no, I am going to back this one. That really shows, wow, like that gives more credibility to those.
Well, when we look at
purchases.
all these, like,
because we are just regular people.
I feel
with
like
finite funds.
Everrain just pushes this one out for me because I feel like I have this niche covered where I don't have the Everrain niche covered. So
Right.
that also makes a big difference where all your games are at. If you've got like 15 zombie games, when that 16th one comes out, you're like, oh, it's another zombie game. It doesn't matter how amazing it is.
Well,
you already have that
and
filled in your
technically
collection.
this isn't a zombie.
All right,
game.
so-
it's an alien game,
Greg,
but it has that same feel.
would you back that?
I'm just saying in general.
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Dr. GloryHogg.
I'm gonna pass, but this could be something I'd pick up at a later time.
Me
I don't.
too.
I don't feel the FOMO of like I have to get this game right now or I'll never see it again. I feel like it's safely in good hands.
This
It'll
will be on a
around.
ding and dent shelf at a convention for
I'll pick it up for
$55 at some point. I'll buy it then.
like a year from now.
Yeah, I think that if you're interested in Project Elite or you like the time-based games, this is a perfect game for you because it has an excellent production quality and Project Elite is already out. Like people have already played it.
Yeah.
It's a decent game, okay? But for me right now, out of the ones that we have here today, I am not going to back this one because there's other ones I would like to back, which is mainly the Everrain. So I'm sorry.
Well, and plus all the other things from prior weeks.
Oh
that
yeah,
are
because
still on
we are
Kickstarter.
still backing things
There's
every
still
week,
Barrage,
guys.
There's still
So
Tidal Blades. There's still all these other
Yeah.
games that are
You're
on
right.
Kickstarter right
all right,
now.
so
Don't
let's
even
talk
remind
about
me. I don't want to think about what I backed last week.
the one that I'm really excited about. Oh my
She is
goodness,
super
I'm
hype.
so excited about this. Okay, so you guys should all know about Welcome To, and if you don't, go find out about that because it's good. Okay.
Go. When she said go,
Go.
I was worried where that sentence.
And then it was
going.
like you guys were gonna censor
She's
me.
like pointing. She's like,
As
go.
you guys were gonna censor
find
me.
out more, guys. I was like, whoa. We need like an actual physical prop that says censored.
We need,
that we
like-
can like
You just put
place
over my mouth,
across
whatever.
her mouth. Just slap.
I would use that so much on her.
We did a live stream for charity, and it was like, I was like, please don't swear. Oh, and there's another swear
Oh
word.
my
Yes.
goodness.
Money for the kids. And they all came from that mouth over there.
She's pointing at
All right.
He's pointing
Yes,
at her.
her.
All right.
Not him.
Not me.
This guy's clean
I
as a
just
whistle
I just into Windows all
I
day.
am like
all day.
1,000 times
Every day.
over into the freaking themed sheets in this thing. Like I just want the theme sheets so bad,
And
guys.
you can buy just the theme
Like,
sheets.
You can. And
which I think is important to point out.
that I really love about this. If
Yeah.
you already have Welcome To and you just want the theme sheets, you can just get those with the cards. If you don't have Welcome To, you can get the theme sheets with the new Welcome To game. if you want dry erase boards and stuff, I think they're doing that as a separate pledge thing as well. Or
Yeah,
you have
there's
like a
lot of-
deluxe
well,
package
so
where
they're different
you can get the
packages they're
play mat and
offering.
I
everything.
like all the
It's
tiers,
not a
though.
pledge matter.
Yeah.
It's just different packages you can get.
They know people own this game already, so I like how they've kind of segmented it all out. So,
Yeah.
like for me, I own this already. So at first I'm like, I don't have any interest in this. And then I started seeing the buzz about the Halloween mats and the zombie mats
Yeah.
and stuff. And now I'm like, okay, that's tempting.
that's worth it
and
with
I like
that.
that
Yeah.
they've created
Or
a campaign that'll work for everybody.
if
no
you
matter-
want just one of the sheets, say you only want the Halloween version, you can get just the Halloween version.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
is that $10
Yeah.
$10
for the pack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like $10.
50
It's like $1
sheets.
for like
And I
10
think we should
sheets.
point out
Is
if
it
it's
only
not-
50 sheets?
It's 50
So
Oh,
it's
sheets.
not
50
100
sheets.
like before.
It's
It
not-
doesn't matter. They
the-
just laminate it. You can use it
Yeah,
forever.
the main pack is 100 of the regular welcome to, but these
Right, so much
special
you
ones
get
are
and we'll
50
laminate
sheets.
some.
Yeah. We
So
get
here's
our laminating ring.
Here's the difference with this one that I want to point out is unlike most Kickstarters that we quote unquote cover, we've all played this game.
That's
Yeah.
true.
If that's
We've-
not
Yeah.
clear, we've played this.
We've
and
live streamed it. I played it with
Yeah.
Game Boy Geek. I played it
We've
again
played it
here
together
live with you
streaming.
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I played this a couple times
So
now.
It's a good game.
Weekend with more like whatever.
I'll say it is a good game, not a great or best game.
He's wrong. This game is excellent.
This is
It's
a game you
fine
can
for
play
what
with
it is.
anybody.
I'm just not
You can play with
super
anybody.
I guess I'm not a big roll in right fan apparently. You know why? Because I'm an Ameritrasher. Deal with it. I like theme, and there's nothing exciting about flip a card
But
right
I
at
do
a little
like,
square.
as far as roll and rights go, this has some theme. Most roll and
It
rights are
does.
completely abstracted out. You're just sticking numbers
Yeah,
on
just
a
putting
sheet.
numbers in there.
At least with this one, you're like, oh, cool. Like I built a
Feels
house
like
with a
you're doing
pool, or I gave
something.
some people some jobs,
Yeah.
and like people are, they recognize that I'm a good city planner because I'm, employing people in the community.
For the genre, I
comes
think
with
it's
3
good.
For
city
the
plans.
genre, it has a
I
lot
like
of
the
theme.
card flip versus the rolling necessarily.
And Gerald
Yeah.
says you can play with 100 people, guys.
That's
Yeah,
true.
It's
this
like
is limitless.
this
So,
is the new bingo
For me, on
when
this
we get older.
Kickstarter,
This is gamer bingo.
This is gamer bingo when
I
we get
guess.
older.
Yeah, for me, like I'm totally okay with like the $25 pledge. You get the game. I think that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What I don't like is like the $70 pledge, where it's like you go all in, you get all the. I don't feel like I'll play this game so much that I need
But then
4
just- yeah,
different types
But at
of
least
sheets.
it's there for people who want that.
Yeah, she wants that.
But,
I'm trying
okay,
to convince her not
so-
to.
I see what's happening.
Listen,
now. I
though.
see what's happening.
Listen, with the $70 pledge though,
Listen, guys, listen.
you're getting dry erase player boards for each of those.
That's pretty rad, actually.
So you're
That
getting
is
it for the main
cool.
game, you're getting them for the Halloween version and everything. I was looking at
Well, isn't
they
it,
did a
it's
live
only
thing about it.
It's only 4 boards though, isn't it? Because when I looked at it, it's 4 boards that are laminate, or it's 4 boards that are dry erase that have the original Welcome to It, and then you flip them. They each have a different other backside to them.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check on that
So
because
I don't
what
think
I was
you
reading,
get. I don't think you get 4 separate ones.
what I was reading
you definitely can't play
is
the
that
100
you
players
get
with the
4
dry
separate
erase
ones.
boards.
Well, that's true. That's true. But that's why you get laminated ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
I think the $25, if you don't own this game, it's a safe bet for $20. You can use it as a Christmas
I like
filler.
the dry
You can
erase
give it to people at
boards.
work that play games. I agree, but you can do something very similar by laminating them. It seems like anarchy to me to buy this for $70, but then to not like the Reavers of Midgard at $70.
I love it.
It just
Jacob-
seems like it just makes me want to die inside.
But that being
Jacob
said,
says bingo, but fun.
But that being said, this is going to get to the table way more.
It
'Cause
will.
You can teach it in 5
$25.
minutes, and you're going to play it over and over and over again. Whereas Reavers, you're going to be like, okay, I got to find people know, and I got to teach
But
them
I
all these
also
rules,
feel
I
like
gotta
this
do all
is
this
since this is
setup.
kind of like a gateway game that I'm not going to play it so much that I'm like I feel like I'm always be teaching somebody new. So how often am I going to be like, hey guys, you guys all came over, let's do the Halloween this time? Like, I feel like I'm going to be forcing that on people. Like, oh, you've never played again? Well, we're playing Halloween first. You won't know how to play the original.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so the double-sided dry erase sheets do have the front with Welcome to the original, and then back with each theme. So that's not as
But you
cool.
do you get 4?
That's the big
You get
question.
4.
They show 4 there. So
Yeah, you get
can
4
play it with 4
double-sided
players.
erase sheets. Yeah.
That's
But is
great.
it
Yeah.
just 4?
That's enough. How often are you going to play?
Well,
this
no,
more than
but if
4?
it's just 4, that means you get 1 zombie, 1 Halloween backside, 1 winter backside, and then 1
Oh, you're right.
Right.
created
The
backside.
way they're showing it, it looks like So if you want to play so if you want to play vanilla Welcome to,
You've got
you can
4,
play it with 4.
which is perfect. But what if you want to play a
Yeah.
4-player game of the winter one?
Well, that's cool,
How
though,
do you
'cause
do it
each
with the
player
dry
could
erase?
choose their own theme at least, but yeah, it
But
would
then
be
doesn't
better.
it? They have different rules.
But then
though.
you're having different stuff for them, yeah.
They all have their own different cards.
Oh,
The goals
okay.
are different for them.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So for me, I feel like at $25, and then I feel like pick the theme that you most want to play. So like we might do like say Halloween, and then I'll try to convince my friend over here to back maybe like 2 other ones, and then maybe do some sheet swapping, if you will.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Shenanigans.
sheet swapping.
Some shenanigans.
Because I'm okay at $25. I'm 100. When you said, "Oh, we're gonna get this for $25," I was like, "Yeah, done. Do it." Like
Wow.
we've played it
Okay,
enough.
well.
I'm never like super excited to play it, but I'm not like mad to play. I'll be like, "Yeah,
Okay.
sure, we can play it. It's a good
You
This
could-
is
filler."
a great filler.
You could charge everybody for those sheets you give out. You're
That's
gonna be like,
illegal.
ba-boom.
They're not for. It's not for redistribution.
Is
That's
this a pyramid scheme or is this a Kickstarter
listen,
for a
listen,
board game?
listen. Napster went down because you tried to sell stuff. If we're just peer trading, you can do that. That's allowed. If you
Sheet
try
swapping.
to sell it, now you're actually doing
What
something
if I
against the
just-
company.
That's true.
What
That's
if I
true.
just loan you a sheet for a burrito?
Oh, okay. There you go.
That'd be cool. And then if you forget to get it back, that's also cool.
I want to
have
emphasize this game
Sheet
is
swapping, I feel like that's I mean, Phantom of Truth has a good
I
point.
think
Is that
sh-
like when you're in a dorm and you're like, I came with an extra sheet, and then somebody gets in it? No, that's
No,
not good.
no,
think
not
sheet-
the same sheet
I think
swapping.
sheet swapping is a euphemism for swinging.
Like out in your playground,
Totally.
Swing sets
Totally
for
out
life?
on your
Yes.
playground.
swing sets for
I want to
life.
emphasize how good this game is. I think he's not as big a fan as I am, but most
just
people
not
who've
a fan
played
of
this
the
really
genre.
like it. And if you haven't played it,
It's a good filler.
get in on this game, even if it's just the $25 level. This
Yeah.
is a really, really good
I just don't
game.
understand the hype behind a roll and write where you're like, hey, I flipped a card or I rolled a die, and now I'm going to do a circle, guys. Check this out. Flip, circle. Later on, I'm going to score points. That just to me, that's just
This
not
genre
exciting.
is hot right now. A lot of people are really enjoying the roll and write genre.
This reminds
it's
me of,
clearly
like-
not for you, but
This
this is
reminds
also
me,
a good entry into that genre if you haven't played it and you want to dip your toe in because this does have
Yes,
some theme.
It's a good one if you don't have it. That's why I said $25. I think we should get it because we don't have a bunch of roll and writes. But it's kind of like when trick taking was really big. It was like everyone had a trick taker. They all came out. Like everyone's doing a roll and write right now. There's 1,000 themes and versions of it. But for $25, I think it's a safe back.
But-
I
and
think
this
it's a
one's
fun
tried.
back.
This one tried and tested. Like this is right now. Welcome to
This is
Dino
a good
World
game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
is out right now as well, but
Right.
very few people have played it. This has been out for months and months. A lot of people have played it. It's acclaimed. Like this is the safest bet of almost anything we've covered because we've all played it. We know other people have played it.
This is a Shrek level
Yeah, this
chat,
is- this
Phantom.
is
We're,
total- Yeah.
so it's like
Shrek level
you
chat.
can have jokes for the kids and some that just go over their heads for the adults.
Did I say something dirty?
No,
Oh.
No.
Phantom's trying to moderate themselves. Hey, good job, Phantom.
Good job. Good for you.
You're a good fan.
So, yeah, I agree, Jacob. You know what? This is like a game that you give out for the holidays and stuff. It's an excellent game. I love the sheets here. If you want to give out the winter sheets for the holidays and stuff, that would be a fantastic idea too for $10
Yeah.
a piece.
When does
Like,
this deliver? I forgot.
I'm like I said once again. I'm
No,
in
that's
for
a good call.
25. I'm not in for 70. That's my take.
Okay.
For
I
70.
think that's
For
fair.
So,
70, I'd rather have a
Greg,
a
would you
big
back
game.
that?
Yeah, I want to get the theme sheet. I mean, I already own the game. So,
March of 2019. Okay.
yeah.
So you're going to get just
I
the
think I'm
themed
gonna,
sheets?
I think I'll just get some sheets. Yeah.
Okay. All of them or like one?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure.
I haven't decided.
What's your favorite sheet?
Well,
Whoa. I feel like there's a
What's
sheet.
your
or s-
sheet?
Like
was-
I would do Halloween and probably Outbreak, but I'd probably skip Winter.
what? Yeah.
They still haven't revealed the last one. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I want to know
bring
what it
that
is.
out
I think I'm
already.
going to wait and find out
I
what
wanna
it is.
know.
And then decide. But they're adorable. And
I'm
I
down-
love this game.
I'm down for $35. You pick your favorite sheet, and we get the original game. I think that's enough diversity that you'll feel like you're playing something different every time you're playing it. I don't feel like I need 4 different sheets.
Guys, I'm all in on this. All
God,
in.
Why?
Oh, really?
$70?
$70 level?
She does want to be in
I'm
that.
getting the whole freaking bag here because
God.
I like the game. I think that it's a good game that you can play
I just saw your
with
soul
like
die a little
everybody.
bit. Maybe you guys
You can
need to
play it-
split up your bank accounts.
you
the
can
people you want to play
play
this
it with
with, I don't want to play
non-gamers.
with.
You can play it with non-gamers.
I
You
don't
can
wanna
play
play
it
with
with
them.
regular gamers.
That's a
It's
good
a great
point.
filler
You can pull
game.
this out like at the holidays.
It's a
with
great
family.
filler game. Like, and I love the themed sheets
And by
because
the way, we haven't
that changes
emphasized
it.
how much you can play this with big groups. How
Oh,
many
yeah.
games that
Yeah.
have this much
any
sort
party, like,
of strategic depth that you can play with like
He's
10
like-
people?
what's happening, Dr. Glory?
What is going on?
So done.
He's out.
So
He's
done.
out.
Please no, not $70 for this. Please get Reavers instead.
By the way,
Please.
Jamie Stegmeyer likes it. Look.
It's
Oh,
a good.
see?
It's
There
a
we
good, Like I
go.
said, it's a good game for the genre. I just don't like the genre, so I'm being honest about it. And I'm in for $35. 70 is crazy though. That's anarchy. Why? Just get a good game.
Perhaps the word anarchy is a little hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining
we
us
went a
here
little
today.
long.
We did go really long today. We had a
Sorry,
lot
guys.
to
I'm
talk
on my
about.
lunch break, people.
Yeah,
Let's get to
sorry,
this.
Thanks for
guys.
sticking with us, though. I feel like we had a lot of
Absolutely.
comments and stuff this week, which made it a lot of fun for
Thanks
us.
for hanging out. We'll be at BGG Con next week, so I don't know how the live show is going to go. So it might
Yes,
be
yeah.
something that we just do there.
Watch your social, right? To keep to
Yeah, absolutely. On
Yeah,
how
and
we're
if
going
you're
to do
gonna
that.
be there, I'll sign stuff for like $5.
We will give you crisp high fives.
Anything for $5
all the time.
crisp
Crisp high fives. Yes, absolutely.
bumps.
Absolutely.
I'll give out hugs if you showered today. That's my only rule.
You are so coming home with
If
con
I
crud.
shower, you need to shower if you want a hug. That's all I'm saying. I shower every day.
Once
you
a
need to
day,
too.
it's not too much to ask
Also,
people.
make sure to like and subscribe. Ring the bell for our regular content so you get notifications.
Yeah, I'll sign anything for $5. I will stand by that. There's a
You
pin.
can
There's a pin
buy-
between me and the thing I'm signing.
You can buy DrGloryHogg if you have a logo that you want represented or him
Oh, on
to
his
wear. Yeah,
That's Velcro, kids.
yeah.
It's for sale.
And
I
Greg,
have one butt cheek that's for sale too.
I
for
want
a
to put
tattoo.
Welcome
Lord.
2 up here.
Wow.
I
Greg,
already sold the other butt cheek for a
Greg,
different tattoo.
where can we find you at?
Oh, Hooked on Geek. We have a new audio podcast every Monday morning. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We go into all kinds of game-related topics, but also other things we're just geeking out about. So it's a
Right.
great place to come and just hear recommendations for like Netflix shows or movies or anything that we're like stands out to us that we're really geeking out about.
I'm flying the hog upside down because we're in a nation under distress because we're going to spend $70 on welcome.
By the way,
Where can we find you at?
Hog
Dr.
is short for
Glory Hogg?
Hooked on Geek.
No, oh God, it is. But I've been calling myself Glory Hog way before I knew you. You were just a twinkle in your daddy's eye.
I'm older than you.
All right, where can we find you at?
You can find me anywhere where you see Dr. Glory Hog: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Magic Arena. I mean, I'm on some other games on my phone. Why are you licking me?
All right,
heavy
guys.
breathing going back there.
Jesus.
If
The
you
zoo
want to
is
see
out. The
pictures
zoo
of what
is
we're
out.
playing,
I
just
think we've
check me
gone
out on
too long,
Instagram.
kids.
All right.
We're losing it.
Okay, we will talk to you guys all next week. Have a
Check
good
her
one.
out. Board Game Breakfast.